Exercise 77, this is on page 66 of first year Latin. Vae victis, woe to the conquered. It's in the plural dative. Galli erant hostes Romanorum. The Gauls were the enemies of the Romans. Itaque Romani cum copiis in Gallium venerant et castra posuerant. Therefore, the Romans with troops into Gaul came and placed or pitched camps. In castris erant milites et equitatus et servi et militum impedimenta. In the camp there were soldiers and the cavalry and servants or slaves and the baggage of the soldiers. Copia gladiorum in castris erat. A supply of swords was in the camp. Erant acies in colibus et montibus et silvis. There were battle lines on the hills, in mountains, and forests. Galli in Romanos impetum fecerunt. The Gauls made an attack on the Romans. Romani autem in Gallos impetum fecerunt. The Romans, however, made an attack on the Gauls. Romani spem victoriae in virtute posuerunt. The Romans placed hope of victory in virtue. How do you know the order of all these words? You look at the endings. Romani is in the plural nominative, so that has to be our subject. Another clue that this is the subject is it's plural, and our verb is plural. It's in the third person plural. The Romans placed, now what's in the accusative? Spem, hope. They placed their direct object, and this is in the genitive, so it modifies spem. The Romans placed the hope of victory, and then this is in the ablative, so it goes with in virtue. Galli spem salutis in virtute posuerunt. The Gauls placed hope of salvation in virtue. They're both trusting to their own bravery. Romani autem Gallos vicerunt. The Romans, however, conquered the Gauls. Again, we know it's not the Gauls conquered the Romans, because Romans is what's in the nominative, so they're our subject, and the Gauls are in the accusative. That's our direct object. Those endings give you a clue of who conquered who. The Romans, our subject, conquered our direct objects, the Gauls. Partem principum et ducum Gallorum occiderant. So nothing here is in the nominative. These are in the accusative, plural genitive, accusative, plural genitive. So these are direct objects with their modifying nouns. So we look to the verb ending for our subject. Occiderant is they killed. So it's still referring back to the subject here, Romani. The Romans conquered the Gauls. They killed part of the leading men and the leaders of the Gauls. Portus et opida Gallorum caeperunt. Caeperunt is a new verb. It comes from capio, which we'll learn later, but caeperunt is the past tense. They captured. So they captured the ports and the cities of the Gauls. Itaque Galli copiam gladiorum et servorum Romanis dederant. Therefore, the Gauls gave a supply of swords and of slaves, here's the plural dative, to the Romans. Post bellum erat pax in Gallia. After the war there was peace in Gaul. Sed erant casta Romanorum in Gallia, et Galli servi Romanorum erant. But, here's an expletive, there were camps of the Romans in Gaul, and the Gauls were slaves of the Romans. Imperator Romanorum erat Caesar. The general of the Romans was Caesar. Senatus propter victoriam et militum virtutum Caesarem et exercitum larat. Okay, the Senate praised Caesar and the army on account of victory and the bravery of the soldiers. Et Romani Caesari gratias agant, and the Romans gave thanks to Caesar.